You're tuned to The Drive on your 24/7 home of the black and gold. Steelers Nation Radio.
Good afternoon, Steelers Nation. It's The Drive on the Steelers Audio Network. Wes Uhler, Matt Williamson here with plenty to discuss on a Thursday afternoon. But Matt, before we do that, we had a rousing reception to our brief 5-minute Halloween candy conversation on the show yesterday. And you, for those watching on YouTube, I'm holding it up here right now, brought in some Nerds gummy clusters. We're available for sponsorship opportunities, by the way.
Call us up, right.
So great by you. You've never had one of these. Let's get right into it here in the spirit of Halloween.
I had to pick up stuff at CVS today, and I'm walking down, and I'm like, I'm going to go down to the candy aisle and try and see if these things really exist. So, they're littler than I thought. I thought they were going to be like big, like a giant.
No, they're almost like the size of like a stick of gum or something. You know what I mean? Like a little piece of Orbit gum or something like that.
These are rainbow. There's only one flavor. Is there a variety?
There's two. There's rainbow and there's mixed berry.
Oh, I would have went for mixed berry.
I think I like mixed berry a little bit more, but they're both still really good.
That's all I had. I'm doing two.
Hey, cheers.
Yeah. Cheers,
down the hatch. Pretty
Happy
good.
Halloween.
Happy Halloween.
TV for you.
Yep. Oh, Bob's away. You got to
all the equipment.
Listen, if you're somebody who normally watches in podcast form, you got to at least watch the start of this one here. Not too bad, huh? What are your thoughts?
They kick you right away.
Right away.
Yeah.
It's nice. You get the crunch, but the softness at the same time.
Are you chewing or are you letting it just mellow?
A little bit. I kind of take like one chomp and
I'm
then
just letting it mellow in each cheek like a squirrel.
You know what it reminds me of is like a good loaf of like French baguette bread. Crunchy on the outside, soft on the inside. TV's laughing at me over there.
Chewing changes everything.
Everything.
I see the allure.
You not too shabby, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, that'll do it for our Food Nation, our Candy Nation radio segment of the day.
I'm gonna have more next break.
Probably have plenty of those during break. Too bad we got Labs on the phone and not in studio. We could have gotten Labs' take here. He will join us in the first hour here on a Thursday. As always, Matt, we have got...
Yeah, they're a winner, dude.
Not bad, huh?
Yeah.
I really like those a lot, and I'm sure, like I was telling you, you have a bag of those next to you, and you're watching a game or you're watching a movie or something. The next thing you're reaching down, and you're like, "Oh, they're all gone."
You know,
those went real quick.
Yeah, mixed berry sounds attractive too. That would definitely been my choice.
That's good. We'll have to switch it up too. There's still maybe I'll bring you a bag of mixed berry in here in the next day or so. But we have got plenty to get into other than some Halloween,
we got stuff to talk about.
Some Halloween candy taste testing here in our studios today. Matt, let's jump right into Matt's stats. This is typically where we begin and dive in on a Thursday. And
I got a quick Matt stats story that happened 2 minutes ago. So again, I was down at the facility today. Every Thursday, Missy, Rob, and I do a video. And actually, a couple of people down there were enjoying our candy segment, and so I brought up these gummy nerds, and Missy's like, "My kids love them. They're their favorite thing ever." And for whatever reason, Rob was whining actually.
Typical.
Yeah, it's a big celebrity.
Diva Rob King.
Whining about his printer issues. And and as I was getting coffee right now, I get a text from Rob saying, whoop.
You're getting a lot of texts
all kinds of stuff going
now.
on. That's why my alarm to order dinner. Jeez, lots going on in this segment. Not the typical opening of the drive. Anyways, I get a text from Rob as my coffee's being made that I haven't even touched yet because it's too hot. First thing I have to print out with my printer, I was losing my mind.
Matt stats.
Let's go.
Of course. I love it. Yes, it is. There are some who are privy to this information, although now it's all on Steelers.com as well, too, for those who want to read it themselves, follow along, take notes, whatever the case may be. And, Matt, I want to start here with you. It was the kind of your stat that I teased at the end of last night's show.
Ooh, okay.
And we said it was about the Steelers' defense and how you can kind of slice it two ways. You can look at this as encouraging or as concerning. And here's what it is. The Steelers' defense, points allowed by quarter, 3.7 in the first quarter. That is 12th best in the National Football League.
That's pretty good.
Pretty good. Little above average.
That might even surprise people. That's slightly above average.
Second quarter, 5.7 points allowed. That's 10th best in the league.
Getting better.
Getting better.
I mean, that's definitely above average.
Above average, top 10. Third quarter points in
this must be
the
bad,
league.
Right?
3.9.
Oh,
That's
that doesn't sound bad.
8th best in the National Football League.
What's the problem?
That's really good.
Top 3 quarters, you're well above average.
Matt, well above average.
Well above average.
Matt, the fourth quarter, they are dead last. 32nd out of 32 teams in the NFL, allowing an average of 11.7 points per fourth quarter. They are the only team in the league that is above 11 points per fourth quarter allowed.
Yeah, and I think there's 28 that are below 10. So this is kind of a distant last.
Yes.
And to sum it up, 47% of their points come allowed in the fourth quarter. 47%. That's really bad.
Yeah.
I mean, for that quarter.
It's not good.
So I put this on Twitter, and Sports Chasers wrote back. He was like, that seems like a well-defined problem. And I'm like, that's a really good way of putting it, because we know it's a problem. We know the points allowed period is a problem. I mean, well over 30, last 2 games. But I think I'm kind of like happy about it though, too. It's like, well, it's always that doctor's office thing. I'm like, hey, well, I let up too many points.
I hear all your symptoms, but what's our diagnosis?
Yeah. Well, your blood pressure's too high. You didn't know, whatever. So how can you alleviate that? I think there's several reasons. I mean, and the people inside the walls would know 1,000 times better than me, but watching every game, and just if you told me about Carnegie Mellon's doing the same thing, I'd say the exact same thing.
Sure.
Immediately, I would say fatigue. Playing 60 minutes and 4 quarters of football's really hard. But to take it up a level with the Steelers, we know they're not young on that side of the ball. I wouldn't say that they're riddled with injuries and super lean or anything, but they're on the field way too much.
Yes.
So from that perspective, I think you have to look at it as a team problem now. Well, how can we help our ailing defense? We need to sustain the ball a little bit more on offense. We need to run the ball maybe a little bit more. That doesn't mean you don't abandon the run or anything like that, but you might have to emphasize holding the football longer on offense, and maybe your defense holds up longer. Now, this isn't uncommon in the league. That's an extreme case, and that's a problem. But often late in games, especially against great quarterbacks, the dam breaks. We've seen many instances.
Totally.
Whoever has the ball last is going to win.
We saw this. What I mean? Shoe was on the other foot when you had prime Ben Roethlisberger.
No question.
How many times the Ravens would be frustrating the Steelers, and then in the fourth quarter, gotta have it. Here comes Ben and Santonio or AB.
Right.
And they find a way to score when they have to.
And clutch is certainly a real thing. Like, people have written articles in football, clutch doesn't matter. Of course it matters.
Absolutely does.
But it also is smart quarterbacks, coordinators figure stuff out as the game goes on, and they don't allow the defense to just hit pause and run and do a new practice and install a new game plan.
Exactly right.
So this is true for Rodgers' career and as a Steeler. I mean, like, fourth quarter's harder to play defense. You're more tired. Fatigue favors the offense. You're coming off the ball, your reactionary position. But in this case, it's so extreme, I think you have to look toward the collective defensive age and do whatever you can to remedy that. And kind of what I was saying, too, is it also looks like you're getting figured out. You know what I mean?
No doubt.
I think the coaches need to look at things and be like, maybe it's not perfect through 3 quarters. I mean, I'm not saying that they're the 76 Steelers through 3 quarters. We've all watched the games. But these numbers, I think, are massively reflective on diagnosing the problem.
Shouldn't be that bad.
I can live with the first 3 quarters more than. We'll win a lot of games being 10th in points scored, through 3 quarters. But what am I doing wrong in the fourth quarter as a play caller, as a designer, or putting my players in the position to succeed? So I was kind of happy to see this. To me, this is better than...
In a weird way, it is kind of comforting.
Yeah, it's better than being 25th, 23rd, 22nd, and 26th. Like, you're bad all the time. At least
you're not
can...
wandering through the wilderness, like looking for a roadmap here. It's laid out right in front of you.
Here it is. Here's your problem. Right. I went to the doctor. The doctor said, you're limping. Well, it's because this certain tendon isn't working. Okay, well, how do I get that tendon working? All right, now we can figure it out from there.
We don't have to amputate your leg. We just have to fix this one issue.
Fix this one issue. Now, I'm not trying to blow smoke that all of a sudden the Steeler D is going to be great.
No.
I don't even know if they're aware of this. But I'm sure they are. But to me, that was kind of very enlightening, but also kind of encouraging. How can we lighten the load on Hayward, Watt, Ramsey, Slay late in the game? Maybe you have to go for it more on fourth down to extend drives. Maybe you have to do a fake punt once in a while to steal a possession. Have your offense help the defense, because for the last 8 years or whatever, it's always been the opposite.
Correct. And I know anytime we have a conversation like this, we immediately get tweets and comments of like, how can you put blame on the offense? They're doing their job.
I'm not blaming the offense.
We're not blaming the offense.
It's a team game.
It's a team game, and the
special
offense,
teams has to help them. The water boys have to help.
Field position has to be better. Certainly,
yeah.
the water boys. Yeah, get some more electrolytes in that that water there. But Matt, we also I read you the numbers on Monday. I think it was that the Steelers have been outsnapped in all 7 games, and out time of possessed in 6 of 7 games.
Exactly. And we've been harping on time possession for 2 months now, and it's a problem.
It's not, and that I think some people hear that and they go, "Well, you're blaming the offense." That's not the case at all.
No.
But maybe there's also something to be said of, like we talked about again, running the ball 3 times with Jalen Warren in the second half, running the ball once in your first 2 possessions.
Right.
Like
complementary football. And
so while the offense has, without a doubt, been the better unit for the Steelers this season, I don't think you can even deny that.
Right.
I think they could still be doing a little bit more in this regard. That's not to blame them or shift anything from the defense.
You guys are good. You can help bail us out.
Right. It's looking at it as a positive. Like, you can bail. We're so used to the Steelers defense bailing out the offense. Now the shoe's on the other foot.
I'm terrible at finances. My wife's a banker. She does the books. You know what I mean? Like, play to your strengths. Do what you do well. You know what I mean? Like, exactly. So, and obviously the crux of the blame is, and this is a stat that I've cited a lot the last 2 weeks, is plays per drive. The defense is like last.
Yes. So
you can't have these long drives. And I know we got to roll, but time of possession, you can live with losing it once, twice. But as the season goes on, that snowball gets massive and just mashes the whole team.
100%. And like you said, especially
injuries will start popping up, and
especially when you've got a veteran, a little bit longer in the tooth defense. Mm-hmm. That all makes a ton of sense. Let's talk about that a little bit more. Dive more into some of these math stats. We'll do that ahead of talking to our buddy Bob Labriola in this hour as well too. I'm sure he'll be in a delightful mood today.
Probably.
He needs some gummy clusters to put a smile on his face. Wes Uhler, Matt Williamson. It is The Drive on Steelers Nation Radio on the Steelers Audio Network. Back on The Drive here as we roll along on a Thursday, nice and sugared up, all full of candy, getting ready for Halloween here. Matt, I want to continue talking some stats, talking these Indianapolis Colts with you. 7-1, 4 straight wins, best record in the NFL, best running back in the NFL this season.
Yeah, maybe best offensive player.
One of the better offensive lines in the league. A tight end that is having a historic rookie season.
Absolutely.
Like Ditka and Brock Bowers are the only people that have put up numbers like Tyler Warren is right now. And a ton of weapons, as you alluded to yesterday, at the wide receiver position. But what scares me a little bit about the Colts is they also have the 6th best scoring defense.
Oh, I know.
In the National Football League.
Yeah.
So it's not just that they're lighting people up on defense. They have a very opportunistic it's not just they're lighting people up on offense. They have a very opportunistic defense as well, too. +8 in turnover differential, 2nd best in the National Football League.
They cause them and they don't turn it over.
They cause them and they don't turn them over. They only have 4 giveaways, better than everybody but the Packers and the Eagles. One thing, though, that they haven't been the strongest in a department either is time of possession. Now,
yeah, I wanted to go down that road.
Part of that has been more because how successful they've been on offense.
Sort of. Sometimes they score quick.
But like, for example, last week against a bad Titans team, They possessed the ball for just a little over 25 and a half minutes. Now, they still won by 24 points.
Sure.
So dig into that for me. Is this the right opponent? Is this the right opportunity for the Steelers to get the whole conversation we just had about getting out snapped and time of possession to get that moving in the right direction?
That's my biggest glimmer of hope, and it's more than a glimmer, but that's for this game. Is first off, this defense reminds me a lot of our Minnesota Viking conversations because Lou Anarumo is very unorthodox. I don't think they have great players. I don't think they have bad players. I think they have average defensive talent. Buckner's a star, but he's not Aaron Donald. I mean, he's a really good player.
He's been a very good player throughout his career.
Cam Hayward type guy, stalwart. But they create a lot of issues with scheme and dropping defensive linemen, like Latu, the first-round pick from 2 years ago. He has 2 interceptions. Because he's dropping into spots where the ball's going to be. Like they outsmart people with scheme, which, frankly, I'm going to take my chance to take a shot at the Bengals. Bengals had to get rid of this guy because their defense was so bad, and they're going to dummy it down, and the defense got worse. Pretty clear that was not the coordinator.
And he's doing pretty well in Cincinnati.
Yes, pretty clear.
In Indianapolis,
yes, exactly. Because, frankly, Indianapolis was the total opposite. They were, last couple of years, they were Pete Carroll, Legion of Boom, cover 3 more than anybody in the league. And I guess their defensive coordinator and Steichen are like best men at each other's weddings. And it was like, hey, you got to fire your best bud. And it worked out better for the Colts, frankly. Okay. But one of the other stats in there that I think is really telling that obviously reflects the time of possession things that you mentioned was, how I always put Team X turns a set of downs into a new set of downs or a touchdown X amount of time.
Yes.
Well, I forget who the 2 worst defenses in the league in that regard are, but the ones tied for 30 are the ones playing in this game. It's the Steelers and the Colts.
Okay.
So you could believe that with Steelers. We just thought the Steelers are always on the field. They allow these guys to keep turning sets of downs into new sets of downs.
Sure.
You would never think that from the Colts, though. They do. I mean, when you get the ball, they allow a lot of long, sustained drives. You got to be the winner in that department for this game.
Have to.
I mean, and not just like 30 and 30 seconds to 29 and 30 seconds. Like 35 to 25, you have the ball the whole time. Daniel Jones and Jonathan Taylor on the sideline frustrated, And that doesn't mean you don't pass the ball, but I think time of possession is more important in this game than ever. And one other note I just want to make with their defense. If you look at all the position groups on this team, corner is clearly the weakest. And Tre'Davious Ward's a guy that they counted on. He's hurt. Howard retired. He was a starter on opening day. And then they've had another injury as well. So it's going to be a tightrope act, but I think you have to attack the corners, which doesn't always play well for time of possession. You always got to win a turnover battle in a game like this, but you also need to run the ball and control the clock.
Sure.
But I mentioned Anarumo, the defensive coordinator, and I think he's really, really good. But Arthur Smith has done battle with him several times a year when they were in Cincinnati and Pittsburgh together. And much like Flores, I trust Rodgers mentally more than any quarterback in the league.
Yeah.
So can you guys be at your best against this defense and hold on to the football and don't settle for field goals? Then you're in it. That doesn't mean you win it, but then you're in it because you're going to let up points. Everybody does.
The Colts have scored 30-plus points 4 games in a row in 6 of their 8 games.
Right.
I mean,
they're the best offense in the league.
They're the best offense in the league. They're going to score some points. They're not turning the ball over. That, to me, is a real – I don't even know if I want to call it an X factor because it's maybe at the forefront.
Right. It's the first factor. I mean, it's
the first, exactly right.
Right.
If
we got to go all the way down to X, it's A. I mean, it's the first thing you got to do.
A Steelers defense that has been so reliant on splash plays.
Mm-hmm.
A Colts offense that minimizes negative as well as anybody.
As well as anyone, right. I mean, there's really few tackles for losses, very few sacks. Somewhere in there, too, is Jones, I think, is first in combining interceptions and sacks taken. I mean, he's right at the top of the league. He might be third. I mean, but he's one of the best in the league of combining sacks taken and interceptions thrown. He's elite. So chances of really splashing these guys to death is probably pretty minimal.
Very minimal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Less than most teams.
This one, too, really stuck out to me in your weekly stats packet. Colts are the first team in the Super Bowl era That's like a 60-year sample size.
It's a long time.
Pretty significant. First team in the Super Bowl era to allow fewer than 10 sacks, fewer than 5 turnovers in their first 8 games of the season.
Right. And in most years, that's half the season. Yeah, I mean, now it's slightly under half, but, you get the point.
And that's how you win as you're the Pittsburgh Steelers, is by forcing turnovers and getting after quarterbacks.
Yeah, exactly. So, contrary to popular belief, the Steelers still do rush the passer really well.
Yeah, no doubt.
Sacks per game, they're near the top of the league still.
No doubt. And tied with the Colts for second most in quarterback hits, only behind the Broncos.
Right. And the Steelers didn't have the bye, and the other two teams did.
Yeah, that's a good – yeah.
So, I mean, they're hitting the quarterback as much as anyone. So that's going to be harder to do, but that's also your strength is getting after quarterbacks, and you can't almost get the quarterbacks. The last 2 weeks they've been awfully like the Kraft play where Elliott got hurt. I mean, like you're there, but horseshoes and hand grenades,
Horseshoes and hand grenades, absolutely. Colts plus 14 sack ratio on the season. Steelers plus 10.
That's one of our big indicators.
It's
absolutely,
and
they're both good at that.
Absolutely is. One thing that really worries me is this is another kind of ongoing theme thing that you and I have discussed. Steelers now -21 in explosive play differential. Sunday night against the Packers certainly did not help in that department.
I'll be honest. I don't know where that ranks in the league. It can't be high. Obviously, I mean it's near the bottom. Obviously, I mean because half the league's going to be above 0 and half's going to be below. But I just keep a spreadsheet and I tally them myself, old school way. And I look at each game, but it has to be at the bottom of the league.
Has to be.
I mean, it has to be. The turnover differential's okay. Big picture.
Yeah. Sack differential's good.
Good. But big play differential's real bad.
All right, Matt, how about for something encouraging from a Steelers department?
Yeah, there is more than people think, by the way.
The Colts allow at least 1 first down per opponent possession. Nearly 80% of the time, 79.7% of the time. That's 30th out of 32 teams in the NFL. Now,
that goes back to what we were saying. They allow big, long, sustained drives.
Bad news, though, is the Steelers are slightly worse. They rank 31st just behind the Colts. It's 79.9% of the time. But, Matt, that to me, again, in this whole ecosystem of, everything works in concert in football. It's all complementary football, that term that we use all the time. Who can keep their defense off the field the least? Who can extend those drives? Who can put together 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 play drives?
Convert on third down.
And it feels like both offenses
Maybe
have
a fourth and short, you go for it instead of punt, if you got to sustain the drive.
If it's 4th and 3 at the
midfield or whatever.
What even was it, though, on Sunday against the Packers? It was 4th and 3 at the 32-yard line, I want to say.
Field goal range,
If you're going for it in that regard this time.
Maybe get 3 more minutes of time of possession, and my defense thanks me, and they're fresher in the fourth quarter,
But that's kind of one of those game within the game, and we highlight a lot of the things that the Colts do well. But this is an area where both teams struggles.
Yeah.
And if you can have the upper hand in that regard, that to me will be a real indicator, who the time of possession is always important.
It is.
But it hasn't been, again, as we alluded to at times for the Colts. Like they had less than 26
they're not
minutes
great at it, yeah.
And blew out the Titans.
Mm-hmm.
You need to keep that dynamic offense off the field. And if you can't do it by sacking Indianapolis Jones, if you can't do it by limiting Jonathan Taylor, forcing turnovers, limiting Tyler Warren, splash plays, then you have to do it with that Steelers offense. It has to be, we have to see 6, 7, 8 minute drives of 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 plays.
So I'm close, but usually in an NFL game, there's 17, 18 total possessions. Some of them might be a kneel down at the end of the half that's 2 seconds, whatever. Say 8 or 9 each.
8 or 9
Sometimes
each.
you get to 10, whatever.
Yeah.
But if you could make it 15, well, you got a better shot.
Much better.
You know what I mean?
Huge.
And this isn't one for one, but I use this example all the time, too. Shortening the game against a better opponent is always a good idea. If this was Mahomes, if this was Allen, you want to do the exact same thing.
To wear out the shot clock. If you're playing against Steph Curry and the Warriors, wear out that shot clock. You know what I mean?
This is the example I use all the time. Like, could I ever win a 3-point contest against Steph Curry? Of course I can't. But if the rules were the first one to make one, I might. If it's first one to make 100, I'll win 0 out of a bazillion. But if it's first one to make a 3-pointer,
maybe he misses and you make it.
I might win. You know what I mean? Just shorten the game.
I might win. I mean, still probably not, but I would at least have a chance.
Right.
And then, Matt, one thing that the Steelers did very well early in the season, but haven't done well lately, is reaching the red zone. Just one time against the Packers. We discussed that on Monday.
3 snaps against the Packers in the red zone.
Only
stalling in that high red zone area.
That's the thing. Yeah. In that 30 to 50-yard range.
Yeah.
Only 22% of Steelers drives have reached the red zone this season. That is 5th lowest in the National Football League. 27 out of 32 teams. Only 4 offenses were. 28th out of 32 teams. Only.
I think we're convinced, you brought this up in the summer, that they are better in the red zone. They used to be bad in the red zone with Duck and Trubisky.
They've been much better. There's one point early on in the season
really
they were like 7 of 8 in the red zone.
Right.
In their
they
first,
were best in the league after the first month.
First couple of games, yeah.
Now they're just not getting there enough.
That's the thing to me, and that's another one of those. If you're at the 30-yard line and it's 4th and short,
maybe you got to go for it.
Maybe you got to be a little bit aggressive. But
exactly.
That to me, they did a solid job, particularly in the first half. Not as much in the second half, but they did a solid job of moving the football against a good Packers defense.
Just a lot of field goals.
Just a lot of field goals, and it wasn't 23-yard chip shot field goals, 31-yard field goals.
Right.
They have got to find a way to get one more first down and get into the red zone.
Exactly.
Because once they've gotten into that area with Aaron Rodgers, with Aaron Rodgers' game brain, with the size advantage they have with guys like Metcalf and Washington, they've been able to create some matchup problems when they get down into that shrunken field space.
And unlike other years, they're throwing the ball across the goal line as opposed to running the ball across the goal. It used to be give it to Najee 3 times and pound away and hope for the best.
Absolutely. Well said. But yeah, that number to me was kind of glaring when you consider that they've been successful in the red zone, but only 22% of their drives, less than 1 out of 4, are getting to the red zone.
Mm-hmm. And if you're not running enough plays to begin with, and there are not enough of them are red zone plays. Just a double whammy, right? Just
under 55 plays per game for the Steelers offense. That's 31st out of 32 teams in the NFL.
That all goes back to time possession and getting the defense off the field and beating Steph Curry to 1 as opposed to 1,000. You know what I mean? Right.
Again,
this isn't rocket science.
The diagnosis are as clear as can be.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, the X-ray machine is up on the board,
right?
And you're standing there with the doctor, and you got this issue and that issue. And
I think we're doing some good doctor stuff here Now the patient has to go execute it, and you and I can't do that. That's for sure. But
you said you don't have much of a financial background. What's your medical background look like there, Matt Williamson?
Worse,
Doctor. Worse. As opposed to the Indianapolis Colts leading the league 33.8 points per game. They average, this is nuts, 42.3 yards per drive, 0.4 touchdowns per drive, Matt, which is just kind of crazy impressive. Again, it's for what their offense is doing, not being not the greatest show on turf or anything like that.
It's almost a flawless offense. It really is. And
that's a good way to put it.
I've been pumping this up lately because I'm new to it this year, but the J.T. O'Sullivan quarterback school that he does, he broke down, some of them you have to pay for, some of them you don't. If you do every snap, you have to pay for them. Some of them he just does like briefs. And he did Daniel Jones. So that came out yesterday. I think I threw it on Twitter just to help him pump it up, and I thought some of the fans would like it. But it's pretty impressive. It's not, this guy's getting lucky, the bust from the Giants. Now, he's making serious throws, and he's throwing with anticipation, and he's fitting the scheme. And much like Darnold and Baker, when they got to the right place, he's playing really good football and is leveled up.
Oh, without a doubt. Yeah, he is. That's a great example.
This is not fluky.
He is in the right place.
Yeah.
It's not.
They're going to give him
fluky.
$60 million in the offseason to be their starter.
Yes, exactly right. But hey, last thing here before we go to break, get to our buddy Bob Labriola. You said this. A lot of people said this last week. Never underestimate a professional athlete that's been embarrassed.
It's Merrill Hodge.
That's Merrill Hodge's line.
Mike and I steal it from him every week.
You and Pursuta and Labs, and I heard Dulac say it in the pregame show as well too. Steelers defense allowed over 450 yards of offense in back-to-back games for just the second time in franchise history.
Franchise history.
That's like a 90-year history of the Steelers franchise.
I don't know if they were charting it in 38.
It's a good point.
But, yeah,
good
and
point.
probably nobody was putting up then.
I don't think anybody, if you were putting up that kind of offensive numbers back then.
But even if it's in the Super Bowl era, long time.
I would. It's a tough spot. But if you can respond and you can perform against this offense, you can carry that forward for the back half of the season.
That's the thing. I mean, yeah, this looks bleak, and I expect Colts to put up a ton of points, but it's also an opportunity. Like maybe you step up and you slay the dragon, and all of a sudden on Monday we're like, oh, I remember this defense.
Yeah,
that happens in this league.
Absolutely.
Don't write the story yet.
Absolutely does. That's a great call by you. We will make a call to our buddy Bob Labriola when we return. We'll catch up with Labs, get all his thoughts on the loss to the Packers, the upcoming challenge of the team with the best record in the National Football League, the 7-1 Indianapolis Colts. You think we can ask Labs about his favorite Halloween candy, or will he shoo me away?
I don't know about that.
I don't know if that's his bag. maybe I'll ask him. Maybe I'll ask him Sunday before the pregame show.
He comes across as that guy that turns his lights off.
Yes.
When you come, or at best leaves the light on with the bucket of candy. Take one. And
is it at least candy though, or is he giving out like apples?
Yeah, maybe. Someone used to give us 10 pennies wrapped up in aluminum foil. Throw these at your house.
I'm gonna use these to buy some eggs.
Right.
Or TP your tree out front. We'll talk to Bob Labriola.
And he watches. If you take two, he yells at you.
It's got like the Ring camera and comes on. It's like the voice of God. One piece of candy per child. Bob Labriola when we return on the other side. It is The Drive on Steelers Nation Radio on the Steelers Audio Network. Back on The Drive here as we roll along on a Thursday afternoon. It's time to go to the phone lines and catch up with the historian, Bob Labriola himself. Folks, it is Halloween, but every single week of the year, he is the Dean of Doom, the Lord of living in his fears. Labs, how we feeling today? The Steelers have pretty quickly gone from 4-1 in the driver's seat, feeling good, to 2 straight losses. Now maybe gripping that steering wheel a little bit tighter and without much room to spare as the team with the best record in the NFL heads to Acrisure Stadium this weekend.
Well, here's some Dean of Doom stuff. Every week, the NFL sends out, a stats package. And on the last page of the stats package are team rankings in 17 offensive and 17 defensive categories. In the 17 offensive categories, the Indianapolis Colts rank in the top 6 in 16 of them.
I'm
Pretty
not
good.
shocked.
Pretty good.
So there you go. If you watched the previous 2 games, Steelers games, I think that's a fairly ominous, undertaking maybe.
Yeah. Well, I got a positive question for you. The kicker aside, I think we're all pretty happy with him. What is the quarterback what you trust the most to play well week after week right now?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, all due respect, I don't think it's close. And I say that because of how good I think Aaron Rodgers has been, more than, what the other guys have not.
Mm-hmm.
I really don't see what more you could be asking from him. That's realistic. His completion percentage is high. The touchdown to interception ratio. He doesn't take stupid sacks. He doesn't run himself into sacks. He understands the principle of getting rid of the ball, taking the incomplete pass. He doesn't do that Kenny Pickett thing where he tries to spin out and runs backwards, and then a 6-yard sack turns into a 12-yard sack. He's accurate and on time. And I think that what we're seeing from Roman Wilson is a good example of what Aaron Rodgers provides. And that would kind of be my message into the wide receivers room, which is this. Your job is to get open and catch the ball when it comes to you, because he's going to throw it to you if you are, in fact, open. And if you catch it, then when it comes to you, first of all, you won't be embarrassed when it hits you in the face if you're not paying attention. And the other thing is, I think that will have him coming back to you more often. So, Aaron Rodgers is kind of his own version of a wide receivers coach. It's, a lot of times when you were in school, you'd do some book learning, and then the teacher or professor or whatever might supplement it with some practical experience or, practical applications. Well, Aaron Rodgers is the practical application of everything as a wide receiver you're learning in the meeting room. That's a long-winded way for me to say to you, Matt, yes, he is the second best. And all due respect to Boswell, who is just, money personified. Having a quarterback at the height of his powers is more significant to an NFL team than a kicker.
Yeah, Lab, something that Wes and I have been saying a lot the last couple of weeks is, thank goodness for Boz, but I don't want him to be the team MVP.
Right.
Something's wrong if he's the team MVP.
Exactly right.
Yeah, this is something I've been doing. I first got the job with the Steelers Digest in 1988, and part of the plan all the way back then was that the game coverage would include me picking the player of the week. Okay, and I think I've picked the place kicker certainly fewer than 5 times in all those years, those games. And I've picked Boswell twice already this year.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying he doesn't deserve it. He's not great. All of that. No, I'm not saying any of that. But I just, and again, I remember angering a few place kickers in Steelers uniforms when in conversation or on radio shows or whatever, I would say I didn't think kickers belonged in the Hall of Fame. I'm not saying that. Well, let me put it this way: I'd vote for a kicker for the Hall of Fame if there weren't any other real players.
Right, I can't put him over Faneca. Right.
Right, exactly.
Right.
No matter what position it is, because and then when people say, well, special teams is 1/3 of the game. Okay, who's the holder that's going in the Hall of Fame then?
Mm-hmm.
If this is all, you want to cast this as equal, okay, who's the best holder in NFL history?
Who's the best personal protector? Yeah,
Christian Kuntz needs some love in this conversation. Yeah.
So, but anyway, that's kind of, as I said, Chris Boswell's. If my life was hanging in the balance on a made field goal attempt, he's my pick. I don't care where it's from.
Mm-hmm. Well said.
But again, like you said, I don't want him to be the MVP.
Right.
That's not a good.
Things are going wrong.
Or
then.
A good forecast or a good indicator. That's the word I want. A good indicator for the football team.
Yeah. No. Absolutely. Labs. Kind of piggybacking off of what you said about Aaron Rodgers there. Best game of Roman Wilson's career by far. Scores his first touchdown. You brought us that stat about how highly ranked the Colts are in a lot of categories. Matt and I spent the start of the show going through some impressive numbers. One area, though, where Indianapolis does not excel, one area where the Colts have not covered themselves in glory this year is their pass defense. 29th out of 32 teams, giving up over 250 yards in the air on average per game. Does this feel like a big opportunity for Aaron Rodgers now with Obviously, DK Metcalf doing what he's doing. Calvin Austin back in the fold and being able to knock that rust off on Sunday night. And Roman Wilson, his usage, his confidence at an all-time high. Is there some hope in your mind that we could see another one of those I even hesitate to say vintage Aaron Rodgers performance because that's like 400 yards and 5 touchdowns.
MVP stuff, right?
But one of those Sundays where it looks like Aaron Rodgers is still one of the best doing it and drives the bus for this offense.
Well, all the scenarios, Sunday scenarios, as I play them through my Dean of Doom mind, there is not one of them where the Steelers win the game by scoring fewer than 30 points.
Yeah, I think the exact same thing.
I do not see that happening.
I don't think you can view this game or coach this game like it's a race to 20. It's a race to 30 or more.
Right.
Yeah.
Obviously outscoring the opponent is the object of every game you're ever in. But when I say outscoring in this particular situation, I'm talking about big numbers. 30 to me is the bare minimum that I think it's going to take to win the game. Now, whether that's all from offense, there could be special teams. Who knows? I mean, the defense, if the defense gives up 30 but scores for you, to me that's...
I would take that right now.
Yeah, right. I mean, I've always said if I'm looking at a corner versus a receiver, if the corner gives up 8 catches but has an interception, I mean, you start, mitigating some of these things because a lot of times the impact of a takeaway can be more than a lot of the yards gained necessarily by some of the offensive plays.
So piggybacking off that, are you shocked that the Steelers haven't got more defensive splash lately?
Well, yeah, I mean, I think that's really was part of the reason that it was built this way.
Yeah.
With that hope, that expectation, that goal of having more splash.
And for the most part, they're really good at it, just not lately.
Well, right, and so you're trying to, I didn't believe, I wasn't buying when they had 5 takeaways against New England. That whole they were lucky, because I don't think takeaways are luck.
I don't know.
I think it's it's study, it's planning, it's practice, and you also I think have to have a skill set assembled that is conducive to that. So I'm surprised that it hasn't produced more takeaways. It's as the young kids say, it's mission critical that they start taking the ball away again. The defense has to create splash. It just does. It can't survive without that.
No, I think that's proven
on a consistent basis.
Yeah.
Right.
And that's tough to do against a Colts team that doesn't give up many sacks, doesn't turn the ball over, third fewest, turnovers in the NFL this season. They've got a very good offensive line that makes it more difficult to get after Daniel Jones. With that, Labs, are you willing to try any different types of deployment in the secondary? That's something Matt and I have spent some time on this week as well, too. Moving Jalen Ramsey into more of a safety role, using more Brandon Echols. Listen, I don't want to say time to push the panic button, but the Steelers defense has also given up over 450 yards in back-to-back games for just the second time in franchise history.
And to piggyback off it, if I'm Steichen right now, I'm not sure who their safeties are going to be, but I'm attacking them.
Yeah. Oh, the Steelers safeties.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
I don't even know who's going to be out there, but I'm going after.
That to me is pretty obvious when you look at Deshaun Elliott. Plus, even when he was playing, some of the issues you were having at that position. I don't know about moving guys around. I mean, when I say I don't know about it, I'm not saying I'm discounting it. I literally do not know. But what I would like to see or hope that they try is whatever they decide to do, it's something that they can actually do it. Sometimes I think it's too complicated. Football, they make it too complicated. I would rather, whatever the coverage is supposed to be against the Colts on Sunday, I would like everybody to know what it is for sure before the snap,
Yes.
and then all they have to think about is executing it. Because this, how things change at the snap of the ball, and a guy goes in motion, or how far does he go in motion, and that changes from this to that, and hey, forget all that stuff. It's the busts, the plays that end with a couple of guys like looking at each other like, well, what were you doing there? What did you see there? I mean, that needs to end. And let these guys, because I think a lot of them have pedigree, they have some impressive resumes, let them play. Just let them play. And just because this group in the secondary was assembled with the idea of matching up and playing man coverage. Okay, if that can't work, throw it away right now.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I hate that. I get into this argument with Mike Pursuit every now and then. He always wants to play more man-to-man, and he says, well, that's why they brought those guys here. Well, yeah, they did. But if it doesn't work, I mean, I'm not going to continue. I don't think it's you should feel the need to continue to try to make that work. Play something else. It can be something else. And it can be something else if you get some pass rush.
You can't put your players in positions that they're not good at.
Right. Or, again, and they might even be good at some of those positions if they knew what they were. I don't know. I don't know anything. I'm making a lot of definitive statements here. I don't necessarily know that it's too complicated. It just seems to me, watching the games, especially when you're there, and the body language and what goes on after some of the plays, and when the units come off the field, the reaction from the sideline, the assistant coaches on the sideline, it just seems that there is too much quote-unquote miscommunication. There is, and I don't know why. Again, as I said, I don't know why, but at some point I think the best way to try and maybe stop the bleeding with this group is simplify it and just, let them play and try and execute whatever the coverage is to the best of your abilities. If you get beat, you get beat. And hope that your front seven can start making some plays too to help you out.
Yeah.
And
maybe easier said than done against this Colts offense, but hey.
Way easier said than done, young fellow. Way easier said than done. And I understand that 100%.
Yeah, but the bright spot in that though, Labs, is if you can get it moving in the right direction against these guys, you can do it against pretty much anybody.
Well, let me throw this out there too. And you're looking for silver linings. You tried to give me a good stat. I'm going to try and throw one back at you. We know from covering the Steelers for years that there are certain teams at certain venues that historically give the Steelers problems. Well, the Steelers in Pittsburgh historically give the Colts problems.
Yeah.
You can go back, even when that franchise was in Baltimore. The Colts in Pittsburgh usually did not end well for them. So who knows? I mean, this is exactly the kind of NFL game that you look at and say, there is no way X is going to beat Y, and X exactly beats Y in that game.
Any given Sunday, Labs. Any given Sunday.
Right. Yep. I mean, the Packers and the Browns. That wasn't a loss, but yeah, to me it was. The Giants and the Eagles.
Yeah. Hey, even the Jets and the Bengals this past Sunday.
So there you go. Just when you think it can't, it does.
Mm-hmm. How about that? The Lord of Living in His Fears, the Dean of Doom, with some Professor of Positivity to get us out of here.
Only for you.
Ray of sunshine. Yeah.
And I got it. Okay, we were talking a lot about place kickers and their significance and all that stuff. You don't want the place kicker to be your MVP. Either one of you two know the last time a place kicker was voted NFL MVP?
Mark Mosley in the strike year.
What's that?
Mark Mosley in the strike year.
Okay, the hell with you, Williamson.
I was alive then. I was 10 or so, yeah.
So was I. I was older
Wes
than 10,
wasn't.
but anyway.
Weird year, though. I mean, he was
Sure.
there were a bunch of scabs, right?
And the scabs were in 87.
Oh, okay.
82 was the 9-game season.
See, I don't know that much.
There you go.
Yeah.
You still got.
But anyway, he was also the last straight-on kicker. Too.
Right.
That's right. The great Bob Labriola. Make sure you're checking out all his work, Steelers.com, listening to him on the pregame show with Jerry Dulac and Mike Prisuta beginning at 11 a.m. on Sunday. Labs, thank you for the time as always, and we'll see you this weekend.
Okay, fellas, take it easy.
There he goes, the Dean of Doom, the Lord of Living in His Fears. Maybe the Professor of Positivity. We'll see. That's an hour in the books. Another hour to go. More Matt stats, some of your tweets as well too. It's a Thursday. Let's get on
Twitter Thursday.
Let's get on the tweets as well too. If you've got questions, we've hopefully got answers at Wesley Uhler, at Williamson NFL. Halfway home, it's The Drive on the Steelers Audio Network. Good evening, Steeler Nation. How we doing? Well, that's good. Us too. Hour number 2. We're full of nerds gummy clusters.
Yeah, they're a hit.
I couldn't do it, Matt. I was thinking about it, asking Labs about Halloween candy, but I thought the interview went well. I thought he was in a pleasant mood, and I didn't
want to go off track. I think we kept it perfect with Labs.
Sometimes you just gotta let good things be.
Yep.
But maybe Sunday you know what? Sunday I'm gonna tell him. I'll confess to him. Before the pregame show, I'll be like, hey, look, we were debating if we should ask you about Halloween candy. How would it have gone if we would have? I guess that'll depend on how he wakes up Sunday, which side of the bed he wakes up on Sunday morning. But thanks to Labs for joining us.
Yeah, it was good stuff.
In hour number 1. Reminder here in hour number 2, we will get to some tweets before we get out of here as well. Just as well. Not as well, too. Okay? We're working on it. I did do it once yesterday.
Oh.
I know. TV's got me. He's got me on the straight and narrow.
Okay.
All right. The people continue to laugh in the comments about how I sometimes say as well too, and how that's redundant. It's like I work for the Department of Redundancy Department.
Same church, different pew.
Stop it. On my tombstone, it's going to say Wes, same church, different pew, as well too, Uhler. But before any and all of that happens, hopefully a long time from now, we have plenty to get to here in hour number 2, beginning with Matt, as we like to do on a Thursday. This is another one of those, everyone who is kind of a football junkie and familiar with the show, but if you don't, Thursday injury report's a big kind of key indicator.
Yeah, this is the one you need to know most.
It's the one day you're really circling and looking for the practice participation of both teams in here now for the Steelers and the Colts. We will start with the Steelers.
I admit, I've heard nothing from the Colts. I guess I just didn't pay attention. It's not like it's not out there, but
and
cool.
it is. Yeah, theirs is not as lengthy as the Steelers.
Ominous ones.
Yeah, not much ominous there for the Colts. Not great for the Steelers.
By the way, that's also helped their success. They've been very injury-free this year.
And I mean,
if you look at that offense, they haven't missed hardly anybody. Downs has been in and out a little.
It's part of it, right?
Right.
We talk about the way that kind of your schedule and your rest luck works out.
Yeah.
Injury luck is certainly massive. A real thing, too.
Yep.
We talked about that for a couple years. The Steelers had those 2 years where, 17 and 17, 34 regular season games. They had the same offensive line for 33 of the 34.
Right.
And then the following season, they lost Herbig before the year even started. They lost Faltanu early on. They lost Daniels in week 3 or 4 against Indianapolis. Frazier ended up missing 2 games.
Yep.
They got crushed with it last year. So it works in both
I'm sure everybody
directions.
recognizes the Ravens had a really good season last year, regular season. They were by far the healthiest team in the league, too.
And now it's gone the opposite way, and
now,
it's
it
really,
doesn't mean it always does, but it's hard to live on that.
it's really biting them in the backside
Right.
this season, certainly. All right, Matt, for the Steelers, still no Scotty Miller dealing with that finger injury. He has not practiced Wednesday or today, Thursday, so no Scotty. Scotty doesn't know. Ben Skronik, he is back to
I bet Scotty doesn't even dress.
I would.
If he's questionable.
And hasn't practiced.
Right. I mean, Wilson's
you got Roman
stepping
Wilson,
up.
Calvin
Austin's
Austin's
healthy.
back.
Yeah, okay.
Ben Skronik, after being limited with a neck issue yesterday, full practice participant today.
Good. He's an
news.
Exceptional gunner.
He really is. And especially in the absence now of Miles Killebrew, you're really going to value.
He's a lot more important than you think.
Absolutely. Still no Deshaun Elliott practicing. That's not surprising anybody. I think we're all kind of
not on IR yet officially, but it seems like it's going that way.
Speaking of Dean of Doom, I think it is unfortunately going that way. Corey Trice, I don't know how to feel about this, Matt. In that 21-day window, he was a full participant yesterday, limited participant today. I don't know.
Sometimes that happens.
Sometimes that does happen.
If you haven't practiced in a long time.
Hasn't practiced in a long time. Let's ease him back in. Full day of work today. Like, that could have been pre-planned.
As I say, that could be pre-planned.
I just hope it's not a setback.
I think Halleck mentioned it, and I kind of thought the same thing, that I would think next week is his week.
I would think so.
Yeah.
You want to give him a full week of practice and prep before you, especially against an offense like this, throw him to the wolves out there. Kyle Duggar, newest Pittsburgh Steeler, now officially official. We discussed that yesterday. He was a full participant in practice today.
They walked out in the indoor, and as I was walking out of there, I just walked through the whole deal.
Yeah.
As suspected, he looks the part. He is kind of looks like the Predator.
He's rocked up.
He's got the dreads. He's a big safety.
Him and Corey Trice both really look the part.
It's funny. I asked somebody on the sidelines. I'm like, "Is Duggar here?" He's like, "Yeah, he's the one that looks like Trice." It's funny you said that. Yeah,
looks like an avatar out there.
He's a little thicker. He's a little heavier, but he's not quite as long. But yeah, I mean, they show up.
Not some great news. Jabril Peppers, after no issue yesterday, was limited today with a quad, listed as a quad.
Okay, but it limited,
injury.
so he did something.
He did something, as did Zach Frazier, and I think this was probably planned too. He's still dealing with that calf injury. Didn't practice yesterday, was limited today. That's the same,
I'm sure they're bringing
same
along
thing he did
flow.
last week.
Yeah.
I got to think that's part of
seems scripted. Yeah,
part of the plan. Cole Holcomb was out today with an illness. Hopefully that's something that is good to go by Sunday. Still no practice this week for Isaac Seumalo. That's a little concerning.
I would say that's the one that's kind of.
I'd like to see him at least
most.
limited before the end of the week. Mike Tomlin was clear to say on Thursday that he's a guy with plenty of snaps, plenty of reps, plenty of money in the bank. So he's got a longer leash in terms of not practicing and still playing than most with his veteran status, but you'd like to see him at least get out there, even if in a limited capacity tomorrow.
That screams game time decision type of thing.
Yes. Pat Frymuth, good news here. Pat Frymuth did not practice yesterday with a quadricep injury. He was a full participant today.
Okay. And we're halfway through the year. A lot of these guys are going to be held out.
It's going to be absolutely. Cam Hayward and DK Metcalf got a veteran day today. Nothing serious there. Daniel Aquale still has not practiced. That's not surprising.
Haven't needed the roster spot yet.
Exactly right. And the other two 21. I mentioned Corey Trice, how he was limited today. The other two guys that are in their 21-day window, of course, Will Howard and Malik Harrison, have both been full participants all week as well.
So, from what I understand, Aquale and Elliott are probably set to go to IR, but they haven't had to do it yet because they haven't needed to activate someone, which makes me think, who would you activate?
You can read
probably
some tea
Harrison
leaves there.
And Trice.
Harrison and Trice, and
or
you put
Howard.
those two.
Yeah, or Howard, but
that seems like, again, reading the tea leaves.
Yeah.
Inevitable, maybe.
If you know they're not playing and they're going to IR, you're going to activate somebody. You don't have to do it today.
Yes.
Yeah.
Maybe that's one of those, not a matter of if, but just a matter of when.
Yeah, I'm kind of starting to lean that way as we talk through it.
Indianapolis Colts, Matt. Let's see here. Nick Cross missed Wednesday's practice with a shoulder injury. He was a full participant today.
Yeah.
Wide receiver Josh Downs missed Wednesday's practice with a hip injury. He was a full participant today.
Okay. He's been in the lineup a little bit lately.
Matt Gonclaves was a full practice participant today after missing yesterday's practice.
You pronounce it wrong, and I pronounce it wrong every time.
Is it calves? Is it
Goncalves, I think.
Oh, is it really?
It's not. I have the hardest time saying it, but I've heard it pronounced right, and I never say it right, and you didn't say it right.
Well,
that's because of pit bias.
Obviously, aside from
that's as nice as you could have said it.
Aside,
lucky they got a lot worse.
Aside from same church, different pew, and as well too. I mean, maybe the third thing that I'm known for the most is butchering people's names.
Yeah.
Anthony Gould, the wide receiver, has not practiced all week with a knee injury. So that's
he's down the depth chart.
He is down the depth chart. Yeah, certainly. Let's see here. Tyquan Lewis, the defensive end, did not practice yesterday with a groin. He was a full participant today. Kenny Moore, the corner with an Achilles, did not practice yesterday. He's a full participant today. And then,
that's actually pretty big. He's a really good slot.
And you don't like to see Achilles listed.
No, it's a bad. And then he'll actually probably be one of the two outside guys now too. Their corner position's not great.
Two more here. Braden Smith, the tackle, went from not practicing yesterday to a full participant today.
Okay, he's a starting right tackle. Good player.
Grover Stewart, the defensive tackle, has not practiced yet this week with a foot injury.
That screams veteran though. He's been around the block. Yeah.
So. Relatively, I think, manageable and mostly good news there for the Colts.
Yeah, they've been, other than the cornerback situation, they've been very fortunate with injuries.
Yes. And like a lot of those guys who were did not practice on Wednesday went back to full participation today. So that's kind of your injury report. All the latest here on a Thursday.
Yeah. Okay.
As that's something that we really keep an eye on here. Well, let me see this as well too. Good old Ange from Steelers PR just sent one more follow-up email. Darius Slade did not practice today. Personal matter, though. Not listed as anything injury-wise. Did not practice with a personal matter for Darius Slade today. So that was the only change there in the latest update that just came across the timeline. So I think about what we expect for the Steelers.
Yeah. It sounds like, and just in terms of injuries, Siamalu seems like the only major one looming that we don't know today.
Yes, and I guess something could always happen with Zach Frazier, right?
Yeah, I guess.
But that feels like they've kind of, throughout the week, got him on a pitch count. And
sounds like a carbon copy of last week, like you mentioned. Yeah.
Copy and paste.
His name right.
Well, I mean, obviously. That's our baby. It's like the only thing I've had to cheer about down in Morgantown for the last 6 or 7 years. I mean, I guess that, and other than, a backyard brawl victory a little over a month ago.
There you go.
Don't talk to me, though, about what's happened to the two programs since then. A tale of two different cities, for sure. Matt, when we return on the other side, a couple more of your stats that I want to discuss with you. We got to talk a little Thursday night preview.
Be nice to see the Birdies lose.
I tell you what.
Yeah.
They've been on Thursday Night Football a couple times already, haven't they? Or am I wrong in that?
I don't know about that.
Just once?
Okay.
The Giants, right? Yeah.
I don't remember.
Am I correct in that? Wait, sorry, I'm confusing myself.
I don't remember
Eagles. I'm thinking Eagles. Okay. I'm thinking Eagles Giants. Sorry. Yeah. Dolphins though. They're the Dolphins. I think have been on Thursday night twice. But anyways, it's the Ravens and the Dolphins.
I am excited to concentrate on the Birdies for all 60 minutes.
Sit down and really watch a Baltimore game now that they're getting a little bit healthier out of their bye week. Lamar, all that.
They could lose.
I hope so.
AFC North on the road Thursday night. It's always bad.
I'll be interested to see how that defense holds up in particular. So plenty to get to in the final two segments of the show here. You know where to get at us if you want to get those tweets in and get involved. Wes Uhler, Matt Williamson. It is The Drive on Steelers Nation Radio on the Steelers Audio Network. Back on The Drive here on a Thursday as we head down the home stretch. Some good news for the Houston Texans, Matt. Both Nico Collins and Christian Kirk expected to be back and playing against the Broncos.
They're building some momentum there.
They are, but it's like I don't know what it is. Do they have the toughest? I haven't looked at the entirety. I mean, I have at a couple points. They've got to have some some reprieve at the end of the schedule because it feels like every week
It
we
does
talk
seem
about
like they're playing
Houston,
against a good game.
they're playing somebody great. It's like, okay, they're getting back close to. Oh, here come the Niners. Okay, they're getting back.
When
here
they
come
get
the Broncos.
when they get the Titans, right?
Right.
Twice. Yeah, right.
They have Denver, then they have Jacksonville. Then
All of a sudden, Jacksonville and Indy look a lot better than they used to, too.
So they have Denver at home, Jacksonville at home. That's tough.
Yeah.
Then they go to Tennessee. Okay.
Okay.
Then they have Buffalo, Indianapolis, Kansas City.
So they have a first place schedule, so they're going to get they're going to get the Ravens, they're going to get the Bills, the Chiefs.
Their schedule has been hellacious already. You're right. That first place schedule is
it means something.
Oh, it's loaded.
Yeah.
The Ravens are seeing that too. But like Matt, they have you can circle 2 wins on their schedule the rest of the year. Tennessee and Houston.
Okay.
Because they already beat Tennessee once. But like they've got Denver, they've got Jacksonville, they've got Buffalo, they've got Indy twice, they've got Kansas City, they've got the Chargers on the road, Arizona. Okay, maybe you'd circle that one as well. But that's I tell you what, 2
or 3 games your favorite if they played them today.
If Houston does make it into the playoffs, they're going to be battle-tested and ready to go and a legit team, I think, because, man.
That is interesting because they've dug themselves a hole. They're starting to play a lot better. Nico comes back. They had their best offensive game without their best offensive player, but it's murderer's row.
Uphill climb.
Yeah.
I mean, they've got some North Face gear and ready to go, but that's a tough uphill climb that they got the rest of the way.
They might have the best defense in the league.
They are allowing the lowest points per game.
Are they?
That's my favorite metric for judging a defense.
Goes a long way.
They are numero uno in that regard at just, hold on, I have it right here, 14.7 points per game.
And they played good teams.
And they played good teams.
Right.
Giving up just 13 touchdowns on the year, only behind the LA Rams.
Okay.
Rams have the 3rd best scoring defense in the league. Colts, 6th best. Don't look now. It's 6th best, allowing just 19.3 points per game. That's something that we talked about earlier. Matt, a team that is going to try and start digging themselves out of their hole. I guess they did at home Sunday
against
Chicago. The Baltimore Ravens are 2-5. They are in Miami against the 2-6 Dolphins. They are 7.5-point favorites. Only 4 teams have ever made the playoffs in league history from the position that the Ravens were in.
Okay.
Baltimore, I got to think, will probably need to win 8 of its last 10 to have a chance.
Say maybe you can afford 2 losses.
10-7.
And they can't be the Steelers.
Right.
Right.
They would need some tiebreakers.
But
10-7 could certainly would absolutely have you right in the thick of things.
It would have you in the thick of things. And who knows? I mean, subject to change, but I tend to lean towards only one team in the North is going to go.
I'm with you on that.
Because I think Buffalo and New England are probably both going to end up. There's 3 candidates in the West. The Colts would be shocking if they don't end up there. And I don't think Houston's dead.
No.
And Jacksonville's alive too, but
That still feels like of Houston and Jacksonville, one of those teams I think is going to be right in it.
Yeah, I would imagine.
One might fall off, but I think one of those teams is going to be right in it. Denver or Kansas City, one of those teams is going to the playoffs, whichever one doesn't win. Whichever one doesn't win.
I think
the
the Chargers will be in it.
Chargers are right there. Patriots and Bills, one of those teams is going to the playoffs, whoever doesn't win that division. So you start to look around the Titanic, and there's not many seats left.
No, and maybe I'm wrong. Maybe the second-place team in the North can get a wild card. A lot of things will change. But that does favor the Steelers. I mean, 2 of the Steelers' losses are against NFC teams, so their AFC tiebreakers are pretty good. I don't think the Ravens are. Like, I know the Ravens lost head up to Texans. I think they've lost a lot of AFC
Lost
games.
to Buffalo.
Yeah.
Did they lose to Kansas City as well, too?
Yes.
So
I mean, they've lost it just about when they've played, but
yeah. And their wins are against Chicago, and I'm drawing a blank. Was it Carolina? But Chicago and NFC team, so that doesn't give you any.
Yeah, right. I know their tiebreakers are really bad.
Really bad, but they still, according to ESPN analytics, 43% chance to make the playoffs. Steelers at about 54% chance.
Okay.
They
have to win tonight, though.
They have to.
And I think they will, but I'm shocked at 7.5. Lamar makes a ton of difference. Don't get me wrong, of course.
But he's also got to have some rust. I mean, he hasn't played in a
while. Miami is coming off a pretty nice game, too. I mean,
maybe their best performance of the season.
Yeah, we do the power ranks. They're not 32. I mean, I'm not saying they're middle of the
pack.
They're
not 15, but they're not 32.
Yeah. They're coming off a decent game. They're at home, tough place to play. I definitely think, I mean, if this was the Steelers going to Miami, we'd be talking about Tomlin on the road on Thursday nights. Harbaugh's just the same. I mean, every team in the division is really bad on the road on Thursday nights, no matter who they play. Miami's not the easiest place in the world to play. I mean, and
hopefully Baltimore, hopefully their players went out Wednesday night on South Beach and enjoyed themselves.
There you go. Yeah, go strong. I think they have some fundamental problems at both lines of scrimmage. Maybe I'll be totally wrong about all those things. I'm not predicting they're getting beat, but I think tonight will just be telling. Do they have things fixed, or are they in trouble?
Like I kind of sloppily said that stat, but of all the teams in NFL history who have started 1-5 or worse, only 4 have made the playoffs.
Wow.
That's about 1% of the teams in league history that start 1-5 or worse go to the postseason.
You just have to go on quite the run.
You would.
And another bad thing can't happen. It can't be like, oh, Lamar got hurt again. We're just assuming they're just going to be healthy the rest of the way. I mean, that's crazy.
Great point. Great point. Cleveland and Chicago are their 2 wins. So they do have one AFC win, but the other one is NFC. They lost to Buffalo, Detroit, Kansas City, Houston, and LA. So 3 of
Which
those.
are all good teams.
So they're 1-3 in the AFC right now.
Right.
At Miami, at Minnesota, at Cleveland. Then they host the Jets. Then they host the Bengals. Then they host the Steelers. 3 straight home games.
You could definitely see them go on a run.
You could. Then they go to Cincinnati. Mm-hmm. They host the Patriots. That's tough. And those last 2. I mean, they're hoping just to get to these last 3 games against New England, at Green Bay, at Pittsburgh for a chance. I think
it wouldn't blow me away if Week 18 is for the title.
So you'll laugh. Our Dan Quinlan, who's like the marketing and promotions extraordinaire here at iHeartRadio, he is also our producer for the game day broadcast.
On game day, yeah.
So he's the producer. I'm the engineer. We're kind of the 2 that sit right behind Rob and Max and do all the behind the scenes, run the show type stuff. A couple weeks ago, I said to him, maybe this is on me, hand up, maybe I jinxed it, all right? But it's not as bad as Rob King saying the Steelers are going to blow this team out when they were up 10-0 on the Bengals. Maybe before that Bengals game, I think it was, I said to Quinlan, I was like, man, because that's always, it's been, the NFL does this now where week 18 is all
Division.
TBD.
It's
all division and it's all TBD. There's no time scheduled or date scheduled for any of those games.
Because they want the best stuff at the best time and all that.
They'll put a couple games on Saturday.
Yeah.
They'll put all the sludge at 1 o'clock on Sunday.
Right.
And then the best game Sunday evening. Saturday night and Sunday evening become the big thing. In the last couple years, that's been a big game for the Steelers or for Baltimore, and it's been on Saturday night. Mm-hmm. It's like the last.
Which is super smart by the league.
It's great. It's very smart by the league. It drives
crazy.
Drives us crazy as people who have kids and wives and lives and need to make a schedule.
Let alone the coaches and the people have to make travel arrangements and things like that.
College football does that every bleeping week, which drives me nuts.
They move things around that much?
The 6-day windows now.
Oh, wow.
So, for example.
Is that new?
No, it's been going on for a few years now.
Oh, okay.
For example, next Saturday, so what's that, 8 days from now, 9 days from now?
Yeah.
When we will be in L.A. ahead of Steelers-Chargers.
Right. You guys have already flown there, yeah.
UCLA hosts Nebraska at the Rose Bowl. I would really like to go, but it's going to depend on what time the game is.
You said they don't even know yet.
That game's 8 days away, 9 days away, and they haven't set a kickoff time yet. And they won't until Monday.
Wow.
It'll be 6 days.
So, you'll be in the city. You just don't know if you could go or not.
Correct.
That's crazy.
Correct.
Okay. I'm sure Nebraska people are losing their mind.
Next Saturday, WVU hosts Colorado, which, as you can imagine, is a sold-out big deal because Deion Sanders is coming to Morgantown for the first time.
He sells tickets, right? Yeah.
They just announced the kickoff time yesterday.
Wow.
So I love college football. That's one of the things that drives me absolute bonkers.
That's almost unfair.
It's ridiculous. It's such crap, and the TV networks get away with it. So why would they not? We're going to put the best games in the best slots and all that, but it drives me nuts.
I guess
especially in college where so many people are. Your son one day lives in Pittsburgh but graduated from Kentucky. He only goes.
Well, even this weekend, he's meeting buddies at Ohio State to go see Ohio State, Michigan, or Ohio State, Penn State.
Penn State.
If they didn't know what time it was, that would make things a little more difficult.
This, I've got some buddies from college that just come back for homecoming weekend every year.
Yeah.
A lot of times they're
like to know when it is.
Should I fly in Friday night? Should I, you know what I mean? Because I'm not going to know when the stinking kickoff is until 6 days before the game. Anyway, sorry, I'll get off my soapbox. I know nobody cares.
So one of my least favorite things I've ever done in my career, I only did it for one game, but I had to organize all the travel arrangements for Akron going to Penn State opening day.
Ooh.
and I learned very quickly to hate it.
That seems very detail-oriented,
There's
which
so much to it, and it's not football-related at all. I was director of
it's
football.
not pouring
ops.
through Matt's stats,
or
detail,
tape,
pedantic.
right. And quickly, I was very happy when the Browns called. I'm like, I'll never do this again. I have to do one game, boom. But at least the visiting teams know they're going to be. I mean, you're going to land at the same time either way. It'd be nice to know when kickoff is, but it probably doesn't change your travel arrangements or hotel arrangements.
Right. Yes, that's a good point.
Yeah.
From the team's perspective, it's like, okay, we're going to be there the night before, regardless.
But again, I remember
But
that was a long time ago.
Did you see what Pitt's doing?
No.
They play at Stanford Saturday.
Yeah.
They're flying out this evening instead of Friday. They're flying out. They're flying out Thursday.
Okay.
To kind of give themselves an extra day to adjust to the time change and go to the West Coast and all that.
I mean, it's a small detail unless you're the one in charge of it, like I was for.
Or you're the athletic
briefly.
department that has to pay for an extra night of 200
you
people at a hotel.
They give you a little deal, but right. I mean, they all room together, but it's still a lot of rooms, and it's a lot of money, right? Yeah, and a lot of food.
I go on the road with the Steelers. You did it in Dublin. You've seen the operation.
The spread's awesome.
Unbelievable.
I miss it at Pitt. It was incredible. Right. I mean, whatever you want. But I was thinking about that. It's like, well, when I tell the hotel I need breakfast and lunch, or do I need breakfast, lunch, and something else? Like
if
the
it's a noon game, you don't need dinner. You're getting on the flight and
get out of there.
home.
Right. I just need a pregame meal and get me out of here. Right.
College football. But yeah, anyways, to get back to where I was like, how did we get here? I said to our producer, Dan Quinlan, I was like, hey, I bet you we'll finally have Week 18 as a Sunday 1 o'clock game. We've had this the last few years, we've had to go to Baltimore on a Saturday night, and it's like, come on, man. And then we don't get home till 3 a.m. It's like, is this really can we just have a Sunday 1 o'clock game? Yeah, I've got a bad feeling that's not going to happen.
Yeah, I have a feeling Ravens Steelers is going to matter in some way, shape, or form.
For one of the two teams, it's going to matter or
Even
something.
If one's eliminated or close to it, then someone's going to need this team to win and that team to win to get in.
Yep.
Right. Yeah.
Could be another.
That's exactly what the NFL wants.
Could be another Saturday night, although at least this time it'll be at Acrisure Stadium, not in freezing cold Baltimore. Who am I kidding? Acrisure's still going to be freezing cold.
Pretty chilly, yeah.
Matt, one more segment to go. Wait, hold on real quick. Predictions for tonight. 7.5. You said that is a big number.
I think I'm going to take the money or take the points.
Take the points?
Yeah.
On a short week
over
at
a
home,
touchdown
Miami's
feels
like
that's
better. Always a good strategy.
I believe this Harbaugh, Tomlin, AFC North road thing.
Over under 51.5 points. It's not crazy high, but it's not low.
I lean towards
either.
over.
I think so too. Both of these teams can score some points.
Yeah.
Certainly Miami, as you mentioned, coming off an impressive offensive performance. Tua playing. It wasn't
his best game.
Wasn't a high bar to clear, but it was his best game that he's played this season.
At least they're trending in the right direction.
One of these teams, Matt, their season's going to be basically over tonight.
Miami's might be no matter what.
Miami's might be no matter
what. Just the state
what.
of their division,
but
if he gets blown out tonight, he may not see Friday employment.
Might not make it to the weekend.
Yeah. And maybe Jalen Waddle's on the move then. There could be ripple effects or
Bradley Chubb and
Phillips and Williams or Phillips and Chubb and et cetera. Right.
Formerly of this parish, to use a different church reference, Minka Fitzpatrick.
Yeah.
All on the line tonight, 8:15, of course, on Prime. Ravens and Dolphins, Birds and Fish. Go get them, Miami. One more segment to go on the other side. We'll wrap up. We'll close down with some of your tweets and final thoughts. Wes Uhler, Matt Williamson. It's The Drive on Steelers Nation Radio on the Steelers Audio Network. Final segment here on a Thursday. Of course, tomorrow will be a big day, Matt, as we will have a full Halloween. Of course. Hey, I was joking at the start of the show how if you're someone who listens in podcast form normally, great, but watch the first 5 minutes of the show where we're sampling candy here on YouTube. Spoiler? Not even spoiler. Teaser. You might want to watch the first few minutes on YouTube tomorrow on Halloween as well, too. Imagine that. Man, penultimate show of the week here. Penultimate day of October. I mean, that's crazy to me, Matt. I was saying this, you're the one who does 50 million different shows and podcasts.
Fair amount.
I do this, and then I also do a WVU show as well, too.
Right.
And last night, we're kind of running through some of the, at the end of our show, we always kind of do a Big 12 pick'em and then a couple of the other big, national games that we'll discuss for 60 seconds or whatever. And I'm like, all right, this Saturday slate, November 1st. It's like, holy crap. It's like by the time college football kicks off on Saturday afternoon, it's going to be November.
November already.
Like
right.
That happened quick, man. I mean, it always does.
Always does.
The football season in this time of year always flies.
It still takes you aback. I mean, I've been doing this for a lot of seasons.
But it's week 9 in the NFL already. It's
Yeah.
week 10 in college.
And
like
I've
college
explained
teams
this-
only have 4 games left.
You're probably quickly figuring this out, too, and I'm sure it's similar for you, but every week is Groundhog Day. I mean, unless the Steelers play a weird day.
Unless it's a Thursday game in Cincinnati or a game in Dublin.
or a Monday night game or something, everything gets changed around. But I can tell you exactly what I'm going to be doing on 4 o'clock on Thursday a month from now, or Monday at 9 a.m., or, I mean, I know exactly what I'm going to do. Yeah. I mean, I actually start the season with a spreadsheet. Okay, this hour's blocked off for this, okay.
When I moved into this time slot in this show with you,
Yeah.
from my,
I know you to make a lot of changes.
My previous time slot was 10 a.m. to 2 o'clock.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember talking with our bosses and the powers that be of them being like, any concerns, anything like that. I was like, I love Matt. He's great. We're going to have a lot of fun. Like,
Yeah.
I was like, but I just hope you know, like I have to uproot my life, my wife's life, our kids' lives.
Somebody needs to pick up my children.
Everything is planned for me to be in the studio at this time, and
Right.
now I'm going to be there at a complete opposite time.
Exactly, right. You got pretty used to this routine.
Yeah,
I get up
dropping
at this
the kids
time.
off
I get
at this
guy.
time,
Right,
picking them up
right,
at that
right.
time, and this day and that day. And that's, Matt, you and I don't have much in common with athletes, but being creatures of routine during the season.
Oh, you have to be if you're doing this.
Certainly.
Yeah.
Certainly one of them. Let's go to the tweets here to close things down. A reminder, like we take tweets all throughout the week, and so if you send us a
hit
good
us up
one,
whenever you want.
if you send us a good one at random times, I'll bookmark it and we'll save it for the next show or something like that. But Thursdays we can kind of deep dive into these. We kind of do the Thursday Twitter mailbag, Twitter mailbag, if you will. And we were laughing about some of my radio host quirks earlier. Jackson tweets here and says, please inform Wes that not every single thing that is similar is same church, different pew. All in good fun. Love the show and listen every day.
I saw that one too, yeah.
You will find a lot of people who do this for a living like you. And I think you and I are in the same boat here. A lot of people who do this, radio hosting, TV, you're right, whatever, some type of media, take themselves way too seriously.
I try not to.
I laugh at myself about the same church, different pew stuff, about the
Right.
as well too stuff. I realize that I have my flaws as a radio host. And
As you mentioned, I have a lot of different outlets, and
into it.
all week I've been joking. The Steelers have been handing out completions like it's Halloween candy.
I did hear you
and
say
I
that.
use it on every
I
outlet.
hear you say that
I'm
like 7 different places.
Right,
this week.
right. Like it's you got to repeat yourself a little bit sometimes too.
Annie tweets us, and speaking of Halloween candy here, this transitions nicely. She said, she enjoyed the segment from yesterday, the brief Halloween candy segment that we did, but she needs to know our thoughts on the most polarizing of them all, candy corn.
Yeah, I don't hate, but I wouldn't pick.
Don't seek it out either.
Yeah, I think Chris yesterday or the day before said it's the worst thing on the planet. I don't even know where its place is, but in a bowl that nobody eats it, sitting there, like
hypothetical.
Yeah.
You are on a desert island, Matt Williamson. Castaway Tom Hanks. You and Wilson, baby.
Yeah.
Genie comes down and you can have one of 2 food options here to feed yourself for the next week.
Candy corn's one.
Or Almond Joys.
Almond Joys are more nourishing.
All right, well, I'm not talking about that aspect.
It would keep me alive longer than just pure sugar.
That's a fair point.
There's like nuts in there and coconut.
Coconut will hydrate you at least a little bit.
Right. So I probably would take them anyway.
Yeah.
Like I never would choose coconut. I don't hate coconut though. It's just if I'm going to eat calories, it's not going to be coconut.
I don't hate candy corn, but I never have it.
I would never pick it.
Yeah.
Right.
I'm not like, I can't.
Right. When I was a kid, I'd be like, it's all right, I'd eat it.
Yeah.
If I was 8 or whatever. Which begs this question. Yay or nay on black licorice? I know that's not a Halloween thing.
Nay.
Oh, I'm a big yay. And
Are
I know
you?
I'm in the minority, and I think it makes me feel old.
I'm not a licorice guy, period.
Oh, I love it.
Do you?
Yeah.
You like the big honking licorices, or do you like just like the Twizzler, like the peel and
Twizzlers are gold. I mean, Twizzlers are gold.
You and
Don't
my
get me
wife
wrong.
would. My wife Morgan loves her some Twizzlers.
But like black licorice, they'll come in like big hunks.
Yeah.
You're like, "Arr," yeah. But it makes you feel old. That's an old person candy.
It's a very old person
Right,
candy. There's not many foods, Matt Williamson, that I'm like, no chance. But black licorice.
I definitely see why people say that.
Might have had a incident in high school where I had a little black licorice and maybe too much to drink. And
I thought you were going to say, what is it, Rumpelman? What's the black licorice liquor?
It's not Rumpelmans. Rumpelmans is like the spearmint one, but like Jaeger is kind of black licorice.
I think there's a couple black liquors out there that are bad.
I'm good on all that.
Anise,
I'm good on all that. I'll just stick to the beer and the tequila and the Reese's and the Nerds clusters.
Nerds clusters are a hit.
Andrew tweets us along the lines of our conversation about the Sean Elliott and IR. Jeremy Fowler, formerly of this parish.
Yes.
Yeah. Is just reported the Steelers may be calling Deshaun Elliott week to week, but people I've talked to are not optimistic that he will return this season. Oh,
I've heard a little bit of everything on that.
It's one thing of like they're going to put him on IR and he'll miss a month,
as opposed to
most
season.
of the entire season.
Well, I always say teams tell you what they think
rough.
more than they actually speak it. Like and go and make the Duggar trade. Sure seems like a 1-for-1 replacement for Elliott because Duggar's not a free.
Ah, man.
Yeah, that'd be bad.
And Fowler's pretty tapped in. Like I don't think he doesn't just.
It wouldn't shock me one bit.
Yeah, I mean it would when it happened live.
I'd say when the game happened, I'm like, I think he's done for the year.
Yeah. Oh man, that's
just
such
Tomlin's
a bummer.
press conference originally was kind of promising, but who knows?
Maybe something changed. Maybe they were still waiting final word.
Mm-hmm.
Or maybe he just didn't want to paint a doom and gloom picture.
Again, I hate talking medical, but sometimes they have to wait till the swelling goes down before they further evaluate it and things like that. Yeah.
Yeah. Last one here, Matt. I like this. Another Andrew. He was a loyal tweeter of Moats and I on the Blitz. He says 3-question Thursday with a question mark. So this is something I think I've explained this to you.
Yeah, you guys did that, yeah.
Moats and I would do this sometimes where people could submit random. Sometimes they could be related to sports, but sometimes they could be random as well. 3 questions. Oh, why not? We got a couple minutes here. Number 1 from Andrew. What part of history do you find most interesting?
WW2 is pretty awesome.
World War II is fantastic.
Yeah.
That and American Revolution. World War II and American Revolution would be my answers.
Okay.
What are your opinion on tattoos?
Not for me, but
I have one. It's my wife's name on my ring finger.
I think that's cool.
Because I hate jewelry.
Ah, okay.
If you ever see me wearing necklaces or wristbands or anything,
this is the only thing that hasn't been off.
Tap me on the shoulder and be like, "You're not Wes. What happened? You're an alien in Wes's body." Because I never wear jewelry.
Although this does not paint myself in a great light, and it'll blow you away. But if you notice this earlobe, it's ripped open.
Oh yeah.
Because I used to have a crystal that would dangle this long.
Didn't. Back in your frat days.
High school into college. And one day I just woke up next to it on the pillow after too many tugs playing hoops or whatever. Never hurt, but I always joke with my wife, you can identify my body with my torn earlobe.
If Matt goes to war, he doesn't need dog tags. Just look for the ear.
That was many moons ago.
That's hilarious.
Yeah,
I could not have
crystal hanging out.
I've seen some college pictures of you and snakes hanging around your neck.
There's a Jim Morrison feel to
it. Last one from Andrew here. This is a good one too. These are 3 good.
Tats aren't my bag.
I'm not against them or anything.
Right, I get the idea, but I don't have any. I never probably.
I am getting one in May though. I can tell you that.
WU, right?
Yeah, my sister. She made me promise that if she went to WVU when she graduated, we would get WVU tattoos. I don't know where I'm going to get it, how big it's going to be, what exactly it's going to be, anything like that. But my sister's graduate weekend, sister's graduate, like I'm Post Malone or one of these new musicians.
Before this segment, I bet many of our listeners would have bet the farm that you already had a WVU tattoo.
Probably.
Yeah.
Probably.
Yeah.
Tried to get one the day before I graduated. Had a couple beers, and they wouldn't do it, which makes sense because alcohol thins your blood, and
there's something to that.
And I was like, okay, no problem, I'll come back tomorrow, and then just never did it.
Sobered up and no.
Well, all I needed was my younger sister to become a mountaineer and to graduate.
Yeah,
it'll be cool. It'll be fun. I'm looking forward to it. Last one from Andrew here. Good one. What thing do you procrastinate the most on? You ready for this? Mine, anything that has to do with taxes or registration.
Yeah, there's definitely things that
car registration, property and school taxes,
I'm sure my wife has a long list of things I
insurance.
procrastinate on, but it's usually something like that. Something that comes in the mail And it's been sitting at my seat for.
It's going to require me to sit down and do something that I don't. Oh, it drives me.
And then a month goes by, and I guess that's still been sitting.
Drives me nuts.
Yeah.
Drives me nuts. That's what I think mine would be just like bills and insurance and registrations and all that stuff. Paperwork.
Yeah.
I don't
know much paperwork in my life.
I'll let it sit there till the last day possible. Good stuff today. Covered a lot of different bases here on this Thursday show. Big thanks to Bob Labriola for joining us, as always. Thanks to Matt Williamson for bringing in the Nerds gummy clusters.
I had to try them, man.
Tell you what, they were
walking
absolutely
on the halls of CVS.
fantastic.
I'm like, I go try to get the gummy out.
Fantastic. A big shout out to our video producer and statistician. He's adding that to the resume. Tyler V. Mr.
Researcher
TV.
as well. Sometimes
Researcher. He's like Tony Reale. You remember Tony Reale from ESPN? He'd produce PTI and then he'd host Around the Horn. He was the stat guy for Wilbon and Kornheiser before he became big time. That's going to be TV one of these days. And our buddy Nathan hanging out here, learning the ropes in the studios, one of our newest producers here at iHeart and the Steelers Audio Network. For Matt Williamson, I'm Wes Uhler. Take care, everybody. Big show tomorrow on Friday, 5-Star Friday, all those fixins as we get you ready for Steelers and Colts. We'll talk to you soon. Take care. As always, you know where to find us. It's on your 24/7 home of the black and gold. It's Steelers Nation Radio on the Steelers Audio Network.